Part 89. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 900. King of Angels, you are the enemy that hinders our purification. Now that you have the power to deal with us, why do you still contact us? Another destroyer spoke up, his words filled with a hint of confusion. He didn't understand why Binghua didn't just shut them down, but instead wanted to talk to them here. It's very simple. I can paralyze all of you with one order, but this means nothing to me. You are just obedient people. You are the tools created by Seminary to kill the chaos virus. Binghua had no intention of convincing these cold intelligent programs with words. The reason why she contacted these destroyers all over the universe was just to turn them into her own power and her own things. But now that your creator has surrendered to me, I will not destroy you, but you also need to change my so-called rules. No destroyer responded, but no response meant that there were no opponents, because they had little ability to resist the instructions given by Seminary. Even the few destroyers who have developed considerable wisdom are just quietly watching the development of the situation, wanting to see what this Angel King, who has been marked as extremely dangerous by his creator in their database, plans to do. Binghua didn't care what these eternal ascended ones thought. Although she had no intention of destroying these intelligent machines, she also had no intention of incorporating them into the righteous world's military system. First of all, I know that most of you have your own mimetic personality and have certain thinking and logical computing abilities, so I'll just tell you. First of all, I will not restrict your freedom, but this will not be long until I deal with the chaotic creatures within the Chaos Star territory. I will not interfere with you whether you continue to perform your duties to purify the virus or do something else. But there are only a few that I want you to write into the core of your own program. Article 1, do not attack anyone in the world of justice. Article 2, stop your purification operations against other civilizations. Article 3, it is forbidden to interfere with the development of other civilizations. Binghua began to talk about the restrictions he had placed on the eternal ascended ones. As for why he did not destroy them, it was simply because they were too troublesome. There were too many of them, and it would take who knows how long it would take to eliminate them all. It's better to let them use their remaining energy to clean up the chaos virus for the world of justice and relieve the pressure on the defense force. No destroyer raised objections to the several rules formulated by Hiawa, because Hiawa directly lifted the purification protocol written into their program by Seminary. This approach greatly changed the destroyers' understanding of Binghua. They originally thought that Binghua was an extremely powerful controller, but they didn't expect that he would let them go free so easily. Of course, the destroyers who blocked the Chaos Starfield were not ordered by Binghua to lift the blockade of the Chaos virus, and Binghua didn't really believe in these machines. She was just obeying her own will by doing this. I will set a rule for you first. If you violate it, I will beat you to death. This way, Binghua will feel free of pain, and the person who was beaten to death will have nothing to defend. After the problem of the remnants of the eternal ascended ones was solved, Binghua began to prepare for returning to the known universe. After obtaining the purification host, Binghua discovered that Seminary was also doing something similar to the angels, building so-called jump gates in areas where he often moved. It so happened that there was a jump gate directly into the known universe within the Chaos Star Sea, so it would take a long time for her to cross the barren cosmic zone between the Chaos Star Sea and the known universe. This time when Binghua returned to the known universe, he only brought Jingnan and a few battle angels from the First Legion with him, mainly because they all had their own things to do, so he didn't bring them with him. However, for some reason, Binghua brought along half of the male angel warriors among the accompanying ordinary guard angels, wanting to test the acceptance of male angels by the Merlot Heavenly Court. After all, she has been working hard to make the angel civilization a whole again, instead of rushing towards the extreme single-sex society like now. Alan, are you really not going to go back to Merlot Heaven with me and meet Queen Kessa again? Binghua stood on the space-time gate delivery platform of the God's throne world, surrounded by Elan, Ran, Haikawi and other angels who came to see her off. Finally, she confirmed to Elan again. Queen, I won't go back and cause trouble for Queen Kessa. After all, if other civilizations know about my resurrection, it will have a great impact on Queen Kessa's reputation, and it will also make my colleagues doubt the justice order. Hard. Seeing this, Binghua sighed helplessly. Sometimes I really want to say something to you and Kesha. Justice and order are just a beautiful slogan. What do we need to worry about the opinions of other civilizations? How can they change anything no matter how dissatisfied they are? The strength of angelic civilization has never been because of the so-called just order, but because of our strength, there is a just order. Elan nodded at Binghua's words and did not express any objection. He just smiled and said, Queen Keisha and I both know this truth, but justice is a belief. Since we have chosen this belief, I will always believe in it until it deteriorates. Seeing this, Binghua no longer invites Elan to accompany him, because he is not the kind of angel who will easily follow arrangements. Ran, after I leave, you and Elan will be the most senior angels. Help me take good care of the world of justice. Don't wait until I come back and I won't even have a place to live. Binghua said in a teasing tone, and Ran immediately assured. Please rest assured, Queen, I will fulfill my duties as an angel of judgment and leave no place for anyone to hide. Binghua was used to Ran's seriousness. Officials in the world of justice did not know the news of Binghua's departure. This matter was only known to the top management of the Angel Legion because Binghua did not want to cause an uproar due to his departure. Binghua soon explained everything. As the blue energy light enveloped her and the accompanying Jingnan and the guarding angel warriors, they disappeared in the next second in front of the angels who saw them off in the world of God's throne. Is this the warp gate built by Seminary? It's really huge. The space-time projection energy around Binghua and his group of angels dissipated, and what was in front of them was an extremely huge technological creation, a space jump gate with a diameter of hundreds of kilometers. Its main function is to span the vast and desolate space zone to quickly deliver the purification fleet and the destruction fortress to the range of the known universe. However, this jump gate was abandoned shortly after its establishment. Because the chaos virus in the known universe was eliminated by the angel civilization, Seminary gave up the idea of continuing to send a fleet. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 901. Now this space jump gate is just convenient for Binghua and his group of angels to travel to the known universe, but they just don't know how far the destination is from the Angel Nebula. Binghua signaled that the other angels did not need to follow. She took a few steps forward to directly communicate with Seminary and activated the jump gate. In an instant, blue energy fluctuations covered the original hole in the middle of the jump gate. Okay, the activation has been completed, let's go. After Binghua finished speaking, his angel wings spread out and he floated into the air, flying directly into the door. Jingnan and the accompanying angel warriors looked at each other, but still chose to believe in the goddess and flew into the jump door of the Eternal Ascended One. It didn't take long for Binghua to rush out of the space channel connecting the warp gate to the known universe, and rush out from the other side of the warp gate. It's really desolate. I don't know where this place is. Binghua looked around and commented, because the environment here is really not that good, with dim stars, asteroid fragments floating wantonly, and no trace of civilization at all. Soon, Jingnan and other angels also rushed out of the folding door. Jingnan's eyes lit up with white light, and he began to scan the surroundings with his eyes of insight. He connected to Kesha's knowledge treasure house and supercomputer, and had a close look at where his group of angels were. Location for positioning. Queen, we are not within the scope of the righteous order. This is the galaxy called Kandar. In Angel's star map, the closest civilization to here is the civilization named Kod. Jingnan reported the information he had collected to Binghua. After hearing this, Binghua did not rush back to Merlot Heavenly Court immediately and said to a group of angels, "Come on, let's go hang out in this place called Kurd. The order of the goddess is everything." There is no objection from the angels in the team. It is better to say that they are quite curious about the known universe where the goddess lived and want to see how it is different from the world of justice. Jingnan, the only one who could advise Binghua, didn't care at all. She would go wherever the queen went. For angels who can carry out super light space flight, as long as they do not cross the distance of a large galaxy, it generally does not take much time. It only took Binghua and his team of angels less than 2 days to get from the warp gate to the planetary system where the Kurt civilization was located. As it entered the observation range of the Kurt civilization, various observation equipment and some small colonial bases began to appear in the planetary system. Jingnan acted as a commentator at this time and began to tell some information about the Kurt civilization in the communication. The Kurt civilization is a civilization that is developing towards an aerospace-level civilization. It is in an era of cosmic development where civilization develops most rapidly. However, this civilization has not yet completed complete internal unification. Because the Kurt civilization has not joined the order of justice, the angels' understanding of this place is extremely limited. Binghua does not care about this. It is precisely because of the limited understanding that it is meaningful to explore, right? Hyoka's original idea was to explore the universe just like Kakozui does now, but due to some things, her pursuit turned into building a world where all civilizations can live in harmony. This time, he finally solved a major problem in the world of justice. Taking advantage of this time to fish in the known universe, Binghua also planned to have a good appreciation of the customs of various civilizations. Without alerting the Khat civilization, Binghua and several angels easily sneaked into the home planet of the Khat civilization, put on clothes similar to those of the Khat people, and walked in the city full of technology. Compared with the towering and majestic buildings in the God Seat world, with exquisite wall carvings, the urban buildings of the Khat civilization are designed to accommodate a larger population and utilize space to the extreme. The buildings are extremely neat, with neon lights and overpasses connecting high-rise buildings everywhere. There are pedestrians coming and going everywhere. There are many people here, more than some of the more famous cities in the justice world. A young female angel who served as Binghua's escort on this trip said with emotion while observing the surrounding environment. Angels are a very special race in the world of justice, and their population cannot be compared with other worlds. This has resulted in the angel city of Xintian City where angels live very scattered, and relatively tall buildings are rarely seen. Therefore, the new generation of angels who have just come out of Xintian City to join the Legion or the Judgment Angels will be amazed when they see those more prosperous cities for the first time, but that's it. As they are born with extremely long lives and powerful powers, the angel has always been the envy of the residents of other worlds in the righteous world. I don't think so. Most of the people here have sad faces and seem to be living in a depressed state. This is not what a flourishing civilization should look like. A male angel with short blonde hair curled his lips and said with a bit of disdain. As a judgment angel, he had stayed in some worlds for a short time and had a very good understanding of the social scene of a civilization or world. Sometimes just by looking at the attitude of ordinary people in this civilization or world city towards life, we can tell whether the civilization or society is sluggish or full of vitality. If you want to know something about this civilization, it's easy. Come with us to taste the special food of this civilization and collect some basic information about this civilization. Binghua interrupted the discussion between the two on Kit civilization, and made a proposal that no one would refuse. He found a popular restaurant. A group of handsome men and beautiful women entered the restaurant and naturally attracted the attention of many diners. The angelic looks and figures of Binghua and his group were really eye-catching. The woman has a delicate face and a graceful figure, while the man is tall and handsome, with perfect body proportions. Taken out alone, he can easily eat and drink in the city with just his good-looking skin. But no one came up to strike up a conversation, because Binghua and his group had a good temperament and were incompatible with the environment here. They were either the children of some big shot or the spoils of some people. But it's okay to take a few glances. Binghua and the other angels didn't care much about the looks. They found a seat and finished the meal, while Jingnan went to find the waiter in the restaurant to order. However, Binghua and others did not talk. Instead, they focused their attention on a huge projection screen in the restaurant hall. Because the official news of Kurt civilization was being broadcast above, and the content was that there was a serious protest at a certain colonial base, and the company was asked to pay compensation or something. Judging from the fact that this matter was on the official news of Kurt civilization, the matter should be quite big. However, it can be seen from the news that the situation should not be resolved yet. After that, several other news items were inserted one after another, all about various issues, including political events, ethnic disputes, etc. Of course, this is only a problem that Binghua sees. Most ordinary people just look at it happily and think that the civilized government of Kurt is really actively dealing with these things. But Binghua, who has experience in governing the world, knows very well that if the government execution of Kurt civilization is high enough, these problems will basically not break out. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 902. Of course, most of the time, this kind of problem is caused deliberately by people with ulterior motives. Someone within the Kote government should prompt it, otherwise it will not reach the level of official news. This civilized archon is really a mark of ink. In a just world, this kind of problem has been solved long ago. The male angel sitting opposite Binghua spoke up and said that during the period of following Binghua, they all knew the personality of their goddess, so they gradually relaxed. Okay, you are not the judgment angel stationed here, why do you care about these issues? Another female guarding angel comforted her by saying that she didn't care what happened to the civilization. Of course I know that I am not the angel of judgment here, otherwise I would start investigating who is deliberately causing this chaos to occur. If I investigate and find out who did it, I will definitely take him to the judgment square and judge him in public. This male angel spoke with an extremely angry tone. It was obvious that the judgment angel's experience made him hate this kind of thing. Binghua listened with great interest, and the guardian angel did not avoid her when talking, because Binghua said that this was not an official trip, so there was no need to care too much about her identity. In addition, Binghua used the attitude of getting along with her own sisters to get along with these angels who came from the angel legion of the justice world, so their relationship soon became extremely harmonious. Even the male angels of different genders, under Binghua's equal attitude, became more respectful to the goddess, so they didn't have too many scruples when speaking. Binghua also likes this way of getting along, but the mortals in the world of justice have always respected her too much, which is why Binghua doesn't like to take mortals with her when traveling. Recently, through getting along with the new generation of angels accompanying him, Binghua feels that he has been extremely successful in shaping the angels of the righteous world. Not only did they educate and influence the male angels who used to represent lust and violence into moral models who believed in justice, but they also succeeded in making their characters reach the level of ordinary civilized men. This is an extremely important achievement. Binghua still feels a sense of accomplishment in his heart. The next step is to see if he can influence the male angels in the known universe. Binghua and his group of angels did not stay in the Kot civilization for too long, and they had no intention of solving the problems within their civilization. Both Binghua and the angels of the world of justice understand one truth, that is, I will not interfere if it is not my territory, but once it becomes my territory, no one should interfere, otherwise my claws will be chopped off. After leaving the Kot civilization, Binghua and his group of angels continued their journey to Marrow Heaven. During this period, they passed several civilizations, but most of them were in pre-nuclear or post-nuclear civilizations. Binghua led these new generation angels to wander around some civilizations in the known universe. On the one hand, he planned to relax himself before arriving at Marrow Heaven. On the other hand, he also wanted to observe the personalities and characteristics of these new generation angels during this period. Concept of doing things. In the world of justice, Binghua has not paid attention to the current situation of the angel group in Xintian City for a long time due to the continuous wars and various researches. Therefore, this time when he returned to the known universe, Binghua selected angels from the Judgment Angel Legion and the First Angel Legion as his accompanying guards. When Binghua's observation period for these new generation angels passed, he no longer planned to wander around anymore, so he found a direction closest to the sphere of influence of the Justice Order and rushed there. But as they entered the edge of the Order of Justice, Binghua and his group of angels unexpectedly encountered a lone angel warrior from Marrow Angel. I didn't expect to encounter angel warriors in such a remote corner. Binghua and his group of angels stopped outside the atmosphere of a planet, and keenly captured the energy signal of an angel using flame bombardment on this planet. Out of curiosity, Binghua casually scanned it with the eye of insight, and then the expression on his face turned cold. Go and help her. If you dare to run here alone, you won't be afraid of falling into the devil's trap. The 10 accompanying angels looked at each other and directly incited the angel wings behind them to swoop into the atmosphere, leaving only Binghua and Jingnan in the universe. None of the guardian angels are worried about the safety of their goddess. They are all very conscious and know that their task is not to protect the goddess, but to solve some trivial matters for the other party, just like now. At this moment, on the planet that Binghua is paying attention to, there is an angel warrior sent by the Marrow Angel to the star field to record and update civilization information. At this moment, she was being chased by a team of demon hunting angels. She was being chased around in the air, with demon snipers shooting at her from time to time behind her. If she hadn't specially learned how to avoid the demon sniper's locking technique before, she might have been shot down by the god-killing armor-piercing bullet. But if this continues, it will only be a matter of time before the other party blocks her escape route. If she had known she would have jumped out so recklessly, she should have contacted Marrow Heavenly Court to request support first. But just when the hunted angel was still thinking about how to escape, 10 meteors with long tail flames suddenly fell from the sky, and their falling direction was exactly on her side. Before the demons and angels present could figure out why these strange meteorites changed directions midway, the meteorites suddenly exploded, revealing the inner armor and the battle angels of the justice world with some nuances in the Marrow Heaven. You are such ugly things, how can you bully the minority? Let me come and play with you. The male angel captain among the guardian angels directly challenged the demon, and then he directly raised his fan Shenjian and rushed towards the demon closest to him. Of course, the other angels would not stand there and watch. Originally, the demons took advantage of their numbers to chase the lone angel, but now they turned into a group of angels surrounding the demons. In less than 2 minutes, all 5 demons who were chasing the angel warriors were wiped out, and their deaths were miserable. None of them left any traces of their body. Corpse. The rescued angel was very surprised by this strange group of kin. She was not surprised by the female angels among the guardian angels, but by the male angels who looked at her with their eyes. Because in her memory, she has never seen a male angel, but the description of the male angel in the database is extremely evil, the embodiment of all evil, and once wanted to enslave all civilizations with the evil order of the heavenly palace. But now she discovered that the so-called male angel didn't seem to be as evil as the records said. Instead, he looked very much in line with her aesthetics. Of course, the above thoughts are only the inner thoughts of this female angel warrior. In fact, she is very grateful to the guardian angels who saved her. No need to thank us, it was the goddess who asked us to save you. Goddess. The angel warrior was very confused. Is there an angel named Goddess in Merlot heaven? Why had she never heard of it? Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 903. Regarding the angel warrior's doubts, the guardian angel did not explain in detail, but said to her, "Our goddess is outside the atmosphere. If you want to thank us, just thank our goddess." The guardian angels didn't have any bad feelings towards this angel who was being chased by an unknown creature, because in their eyes they were all angels, and even if the goddess didn't give orders, they wouldn't stand by if they encountered him. When the rescued angel followed the guardian angel to the outside of the atmosphere, he was stunned when he saw Binghua. Because she has seen this face many times in the historical information of angels, because like Queen Kesha, her figure has been throughout the history of Merlot heaven and the establishment of the righteous order. This little angel is probably too shocked to see you, Queen. I didn't expect that, Queen, you would still have such a strong presence in the angelic civilization after being away from the known universe for so long. When Jing Nan saw the look on the young angel warrior's face, he knew what he was thinking. He sighed beside Binghua in a low voice, feeling very happy that the queen could be recognized by the new generation of angels. Binghua felt helpless when she heard this. If every angel looked like this when they saw her after returning to the Merlot heavenly court, the experience would definitely not be good, because she didn't like being looked at with shocked eyes by other angels. A feeling of, "You are the first holy left wing, Lord Heavenly Sword King." It took a second or two for the angel to react, and he quickly saluted respectfully. "There is no need to call me the holy left wing anymore. I have retired a long time ago. The angel's current holy left wing should be Yankei." Binghua smiled and corrected the angel's address to him, and then went straight to the point. "By the way, why do you appear here alone? I remember that the action team of Merlot Heaven is a team of 5 angels. Reporting to Lord Sky Sword King, I am the angel responsible for updating the civilization changes in this star field. I do not need to fight, so I act alone. When I encountered the devil, I did not hesitate to expose my whereabouts, and then I was targeted by the devil team of hunting angels." Superior. The angel warrior was still a little scared when he said this. If he hadn't been lucky enough to meet His Excellency the Heavenly Sword King, he might have died here today. The team of angels and demons has not come back for thousands of years. Are the demons so arrogant? How dare they take the initiative to hunt angels? Binghua's tone was a bit doubtful, and his eyebrows were slightly frowned, obviously a little surprised by the devil's bold behavior. You must know that when she served as the Holy Left Wing, except for the free-fallen world where Morgana was stationed, demons in other places walked around angels, and how could they dare to attack angels within the scope of the righteous order? Just when Binghua was talking to the angels from Merlot Heaven about the devil, a space wormhole suddenly opened near a group of angels, immediately attracting the attention of Binghua and his group of angels. "I'm lucky today. There are 11 lone angel warriors. If I kill your queen, I will be rewarded heavily." More than 20 demons flew out of the open space wormhole. Among them, the scarlet eyes of the leading demon glanced at Binghua and his group of angels and said excitedly, "Oh, not only do you dare to hunt down lone angels, but you also don't let go of angels in groups." Binghua's expression turned cold, and she was no longer as cheerful as when she was talking to the angel warrior just now. To be honest, she was surprised at the devil's courage. She didn't know what the current angel civilization was like, but in her time, those who performed missions alone were generally high-level angels, and the combat teams sent out were at least led by high-level angels. As for the group of demons in front of them, except for the leader with horns who was a high-level demon, the others were all ordinary demon warriors. "Lord Heavenly Sword King, it is very likely that there are large battleships of demons near us. There are countless demons hiding in the dark. We should retreat quickly and seek support from Merlot Heavenly Court. This angel warrior from Merlot Heaven brought out the flaming sword and blocked it in front of Binghua. This made Binghua's guarding angels look slightly sideways, because this thing is rare in the world of justice. Generally, only those at the level of legion commanders can do it. Equipment, such as the Fan Shenjian they are equipped with, is slightly inferior in materials. Binghua nodded secretly at the performance of this angel warrior. Although her strength was a bit lacking, as she was only a second-generation angel, her fighting courage was not lacking. No, please step back first and let me see what the devil is capable of and dare to provoke the angel civilization. Binghua's guarding angel stepped aside obediently. The angel warrior blocking Binghua was a little anxious when she saw this. She knew that as a legendary angel of the same generation as Queen Keisha, she was definitely not weak. But the demon side may use the wormhole to mobilize more demon warriors at any time. Even if they are powerful, they can't defeat one against 1,000. As a very young angel who has not participated in the first 4 demon angel wars, she does not know how powerful the so-called king level is. The strongest angel she has ever seen is Angel Yan, the leader of the new generation of angels. The opponent's famous battle was when he wiped out dozens of demons on the battlefield alone. Therefore, this angel warrior believed that no matter how powerful Binghua was, he would only be at this level. After all, both sides were the sacred left wings of the angel civilization, but one was the number 1. Ren, 1 is only the 5th. The demon didn't just watch there. Seeing that the angels didn't run away, they dispersed the troops. The demon sniper among them raised his weapon and aimed at Binghua and the other angels. As for the high-level demon, he led more than a dozen demon warriors directly towards Binghua's location. Purple energy fluctuations appeared on the demon blade engraved with runes in his hand. It was obvious that although this high-level demon looked down on angels, he still cautiously turned on the dark energy cutting mode of his weapon. Binghua saw that the angel warrior stubbornly did not retreat or open his mouth to persuade. His eyes fell on the charging demon again. The fingers of the palm placed by his side were slightly spread out, and a transparent force field continued to surge around him. The high-level demons who arrived around Binghua first were the god-killing armor-piercing bullets fired by demon snipers. However, when they were still a few meters away from Binghua, all these slender silver bullets were suspended in the air as if time had stopped, unable to make any further progress. This scene shocked the high-level demon, and then he saw Binghua raise his right hand with 5 fingers spread out, and a wave like a breeze gently blew through his body. The next moment he found that he could not move. What kind of magic is this? Let us go. The high-level demon shouted loudly in fear, which made Binghua feel a little funny. The demon method, the devil actually calls the angel's attack method the demon method. I should say that you have little knowledge and still have no brains. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 904. Looking at the demons that seemed to be held by invisible hands, the female angel blocking Binghua's eyes had a look of shock. At this time, she finally knew why Binghua asked them to retreat, because these demons were not hers at all. Opponent. When Binghua asked the devil about his words, she silently stepped aside. Looking at Binghua, there was a faint color in her eyes, and she couldn't help but recall the immortal contributions that the King of Heavenly Sword had made for the angelic civilization. Now that you are in my hands, tell me where the remaining demons are and I can leave you a whole corpse. Binghua didn't want to talk too much with the devil. The two were irreconcilable mortal enemies, so he spoke very straightforwardly. You angel bitch, don't even think about knowing the whereabouts of my companions. Even if I die, I will never betray my compatriots. The high-level demon quickly recovered from his fright and began to curse Binghua on the spot. If you don't say it, don't say it. It's not a good habit to insult others. Faced with this insulting word that was almost the same as Morgana, Binghua temporarily gave up the idea of finding their hometown through this group of demons. The next second, Binghua grasped the force field with his 5 fingers. The demons in the void in front didn't even have time to scream, as if they were being squeezed heavily from all directions by some object, turning into invisible pools. The original bloody mess. This cruel scene of the blood ape made the angel who was watching on the side frown slightly in discomfort. Binghua also subconsciously shook his hands a few times, as if he was afraid of getting dirty. Binghua forgot for a moment that the demon was not a mechanical warrior of the Eternal Ascended One, but a flesh and blood body. Otherwise, he would never use a force field to squeeze it because it would be too disgusting. After doing this, Binghua noticed that some kind of detection method disappeared from their location. It should be that the devil's warship saw that Binghua was not easy to mess with, so he made a cautious choice and left directly. Lord Heavenly Sword King, what technique did you use just now? You were able to trap so many demon warriors at the same time. Seeing that the devil no longer appeared, Merlot Angel, who had seen Binghua's methods, immediately came closer, his eyes flashing with excitement, and his meaning was almost written on his face. Although she was a little uncomfortable with Binghua's cruel method of fighting the enemy just now, some unknown technology used by Tianjian King was really cool and powerful. In order not to miss the opportunity, she asked shamelessly. Because it is too difficult to find a reliable teacher in Merlot Heaven. Most angels learn the same dark energy tactics, and the number of angels who know some special tactics is too small. At first, Binghua thought that the Merlot angel was shy, but now she wanted to take back her opinion. However, Binghua was willing to teach her her own force field control skills. I am using a force field control algorithm. I remember that there should be some algorithm records in the angel's database. Haven't you seen it? After Binghua finished telling the name of the driving algorithm he used, he looked at Merlot Angel with a look of uncertainty on his face and was a little surprised. Seeing Binghua's expression, Merlot Angel chose to skip the topic with some embarrassment and asked expectantly. Can I learn? Of course, any angel can learn this algorithm, but it just takes some time to become familiar with the variables of the algorithm's formulas in various environments. Binghua began to think back on the process of creating the field algorithm in his mind, and found that it might take a long time to learn this thing, and the power might not meet the learner's expectations. Angel Merlot was very happy when she heard that she could also use special algorithms like Sister Yan. The guardian angel who was watching the scene was whispering something. I bet she can't learn. I think she will give up after studying with the goddess for a few days. The other guardian angels all had the same idea. When Binghua was in the justice world, he did not keep the tactics he created to himself, but directly opened them to the database of the God's throne world. Things like thunder tactics and force field manipulation are actually accessible to the warriors of the Angel Legion, and it is not difficult to learn them, but there are only a few who are proficient in them. Even proficient ones cannot act as the main means of combat like the goddess. They can at most be used as auxiliary means when fending off enemies, because the data and information that need to be processed are too huge, and they simply cannot be distracted on the battlefield. Therefore, gradually all the angels in the world of justice know that unless they are extremely talented, they should not dream of becoming as powerful as a goddess. Therefore, they were all pessimistic about whether the stranger of the angel race could learn the goddess's fighting methods. Binghua was quite happy that there were angels willing to learn her own fighting methods, because there were angels who came to her for advice in the justice world, but after asking for advice several times, there was no follow-up news. The only student, Angel Leng, has no talent in this area. In battle, she can only use dark energy tactics to fight enemies hard. For this reason, she has corrected Leng many times, trying to make her understand the truth. She wants to learn from her peers. It takes brains to stand out from the crowd, but it's useless, and in the end it's just nothing. A group of angels stayed in this planetary system for a few days. Binghua wanted to go fishing to see if any demon fleet would take the bait, but unfortunately the demons did not come. At the same time, Binghua began to teach Angel Ken some basics about force field manipulation. Angel Ken was the name of the Merlot angel saved by Binghua's guardian angel. After being cautious at the beginning, Angel Ken discovered the legendary secret while getting along with Binghua. The Heavenly Sword King didn't have any heirs and gradually let go. But now Angel Ken has paid the price for his impulsiveness, swimming in the ocean of knowledge in pain every day. And because it was he who took the initiative to ask the King of Heavenly Sword to teach him how to control the force field, Angel Ken was embarrassed to tell Binghua that he didn't want to learn it anymore. How could Angel Ken's strong-willed look be hidden from the experienced Binghua? She just thought it was funny and didn't expose Angel Ken's little thoughts. But as time passed, Binghua's patience was exhausted, and she asked Angel Ken if there was a stargate established by the angel civilization nearby. Teacher, there is a stargate nearby, but if you use it, you need to report to Merlot Heaven in advance. Teacher, do you want to go back to Merlot Heaven? Angel Ken felt that his hard days were finally coming to an end, and he couldn't hide his joy at all. The guardian angels all sighed inwardly. Look at the torture of this child. During this period, they have seen Angel Ken put on the mask of pain more than once. This is also the source of their happiness during this period. Yes, I plan to return to the Merlot Heavenly Court through the Stargate. You should report it to the Merlot Heavenly Court. Binghua sighed inwardly that this girl didn't seem to have any intentions, but she was surprisingly cautious. There is no need to report to the Merlot Heavenly Court to use the Stargate. Angel Ken, the little girl, is just saying hello to the Merlot Heavenly Court in advance and making preparations in advance. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 905. When Angel Ken left Binghua and a group of angels to apply for permission to use the Stargate, the guardian angel approached and asked Binghua, "Goddess, do you need us to follow you?" "No, it's been so long. It seems that the devil doesn't have the courage to show up again. You all should be prepared. Soon you will be able to see the center of angel civilization, Merlot Heaven." Binghua's tone contained a hint of pride, because she also had a share of credit for the establishment of Merlot Heaven. It can also be said that Merlot Heaven was also one of her efforts. Angel Ken completed the application process without spending much time, and took Binghua and his group of angels to a nearby unremarkable asteroid. Binghua could tell at a glance that there were signs of space folding here, which were encrypted with sacred language. In the eyes of those who do not understand angel encryption methods, the encryption methods here are very difficult and there is no breakthrough point at all. However, with Binghua's knowledge, it is not difficult to open the encryption of this space. But Binghua did not overwhelm the guest, but chose to let Angel Ken unencrypt one by one, open the folded space, and reveal the hidden Stargate. This scene surprised the accompanying guardian angels, because apart from the gate of time and space, there are few facilities that utilize space technology in the world of justice. Of course, it's not that the world of justice doesn't have this technology, but it's because there is no need for stargates like angel civilization to hide itself in the known universe. The Stargate looks ordinary, but it uses superb space technology, and the material that makes up the main body of the door frame is not simple. If it is not hidden, some civilization will definitely destroy it deliberately to obtain the materials that make up the main body of the Stargate, or to reverse the Angel's technology. Once the Stargate is activated, the rest is very simple. Just go in directly. Every Stargate in the known universe can lead to the Stargate dispatching field in the Marrow system. Teacher, the lock has been completed. After entering, you can fly for a while and reach the outskirts of Merlot Heaven. Angel Ken turned around and greeted Binghua. Binghua nodded slightly and took the lead to enter the water-like energy flow of the Stargate. Jingnan followed closely and entered without any hesitation. The guarding angels looked at each other and followed. Go up. Passing through the long space passage, you can occasionally see some other angels flying in the passage. However, compared to the time and space gate delivery in the world of justice, the speed of the Stargate in Merlo Heaven is slower after all. However, the Stargate system is more convenient, and it can also serve as an anchor point for the Skyblade to make space jumps, allowing the Skyblade to quickly reach the designated location. It can only be said that both have their own merits, but it is obvious that the construction cost of the Stargate system is higher than that of the Time and Space Gate. After flying in the space channel for more than 10 days, Binghua and his group of angels finally crossed the vast territory of the Order of Justice and arrived at the center of the Order of Justice from the edge, the Stargate Dispatch Center of the Marrow Galaxy. Dense stargates were neatly arranged in the void, and angels came in and out from time to time. As soon as Binghua and his group of angels came out of the stargates, they attracted the attention of the Stargate Dispatch Center. Because among Binghua's accompanying guards were 5 male angel warriors who were incompatible with Merlo Heaven, and these male angels were not civilians, but warriors wearing armor. For a moment, many female angels who were preparing to carry out their mission stopped their movements and their eyes fell on Binghua and his group of angels. But soon some angels recognized Binghua and looked surprised. They didn't understand how the legendary King of Heavenly Sword got mixed up with the male angels. But as a figure arrived, all the female angels present raised their hands to their chests and saluted him. Queen Kesha. Kesha nodded to the angel warriors who were present and saluted, then looked at where Binghua and his group of angels were standing. Her eyes swept over the male angel guards standing tall beside Binghua, but she wasn't too surprised. Kesha knew that Binghua had obtained the allegiance of the male angel group. Although she would not do so, she would not point fingers at Binghua's behavior. After thousands of years, welcome back to Merlo Heaven. Kesha and Binghua hugged each other lightly and then separated. The atmosphere that had become serious because of the male angel warriors began to quickly relax. Because this means that this group of male angels are not intruders, and the female angels in the Merlo Heaven are not so cautious that they will attack the male angels when they see them. The new generation's understanding of male angels comes from the database of Merlo Heaven. The male angels described in it are all direct descendants of Huayet. The portrayal of male angels is predictable, so the view of male angels is generally evil. But now they discovered that these male angels were not as evil as recorded, at least they looked at them normally. The few older generation angel warriors present had colder eyes, but because these male angels were Binghua's subordinates. In the presence of Binghua, no angel would choose this moment to jump out and destroy Queen Kesha and the Skyward Sword King. What happened after that was very simple. As a king, Kesha certainly knew how to downplay the disturbance caused by the arrival of the male angel. Binghua and Jingnan followed Kesha to her palace, while Binghua's guardian angel was assigned a separate residence. On the way, Binghua and Kesha were talking about the changes in Merlo Heaven, and the atmosphere was very harmonious. Angel Yan, who was following Kesha, kept secretly looking at this angel who was the same generation as Queen Kesha. Although the face under the long black hair and bangs was smiling, Yan could feel a hint of oppression from those black eyes, as if looking directly at Queen Kesha. The news of your return to the known universe this time has not been leaked at all, but it cannot be hidden for long. If you want to do something, you must hurry up. Kesha sat on the pavilion seat in the garden of her palace, and Binghua sat on her left. Angel Yan went to bring Queen Kesha's favorite fragrant tea and brewed it for both of them. Jingnan stood quietly on the side of Binghua like a sculpture. If it were in the world of justice, her and Angel Yan's positions would be switched at this moment. You know it? I'm not coming back this time to cause trouble for anyone. Of course, if they hit the muzzle of my gun, I don't mind moving my fingers. Binghua spoke in a very casual tone, and Kesha also laughed when she heard the words. Yes, you are not me. I will take care of the balance of the world of justice and order, but you will not. Although Kesha was smiling when she said this, Binghua keenly captured the helplessness in her heart. Binghua can also understand Kesha's difficulties. The known universe is different from the chaotic star sea where the world of justice is located. The civilized forces here are intricate and complex, and one move can affect the whole body. If the angel is not careful, he will be the enemy of the whole world. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 906. Although with the size of an angel, he is not afraid even if he is the enemy of the whole world, but if he really falls into that situation, the system of justice and order that the angel civilization has finally established will collapse directly. By then, the known universe is full of demons, and no one knows whether the angelic civilization will be submerged in the ocean of turmoil, especially with the uncertain factor of Karl. In recent years, under Kesha's gradual influence, the pace of expansion of the order of justice has slowed down. It is precisely because Kesha is slowly becoming clear about some internal uncertainties. Okay, since we haven't seen each other for so long, we won't talk about these trivial matters. This is my student Angel Yan. Kesha ended the topic about justice and order and introduced her students to Binghua. Angel Yan also stepped forward and saluted Binghua. When I was teaching Leng, I heard her mention you. You are a qualified angel warrior. Thank you, His Excellency the King of Heavenly Sword, for your compliment. But Binghua then added another sentence. But just being a qualified angel warrior is not enough for you. As the holy left wing of the angel civilization, your behavior and style will affect the rise and fall of the entire justice order. Angel Yan nodded. Of course she knew this, and Queen Kessa would often tell her this. At this moment, as the space blurred, He-11 walked out of the opened wormhole and complained when he saw Binghua. Didn't I tell you that you should tell your sister about me in advance when you arrive at Merlot Heaven? Now you are sitting here chatting with Queen Kesha without even telling me. It seems that my sister has no weight in your heart. Sister Hexie, how could I not take you to heart? I just planned to come to your scientific research department to give you a surprise. Binghua stood up and took the initiative to hug Hexie. Feeling Binghua's body temperature and body, Hexie whispered in Binghua's ear. If you use projection to lie to me this time, I will ignore you in the future. After Hexie finished speaking, he separated from Binghua and came to the right side of Kesha. Just like when Merlot Heaven was first established, Kesha, Binghua and Hexie each occupied a direction around the stone table. But there was a position vacant. Kesha, Binghua and Hexie could not help but think of a familiar figure. I miss you so much, I never thought we would get together in this way again. But now that we each have our own careers, we can never go back to that time. Kesha was the first to speak out to break the dull atmosphere between the three of them. Her tone was a little sad. Binghua and Hexie knew that Kesha was thinking of Liang Bing. Queen Kesha, although our philosophies are different, I will always be a part of Merlot Heaven. If the angelic civilization needs me, I will never be stingy with my power. Seeing that the atmosphere at the scene was a bit dull, He-11 quickly said. We finally meet each other, why are we talking about these serious topics? We should be happy. After all, we have been sisters for tens of thousands of years, and now we can sit here and talk. This is a rare thing in the universe. After hearing this, Kesha and Binghua stopped talking about these serious topics and started talking about some interesting things. Binghua talked about the current situation of the angels of the just world and his influence on the new generation of angels. Kesha also talked about some minor problems with the new generation of angels in Merlot Heaven, such as being too naive and so on. He-11 explained some of his small inventions and the direction of exploring the void. Both Binghua and Kesha have made great achievements in scientific research, so they are very interested in the void and sub-biological technology mentioned by Hexie. The three of them spent several hours exploring He-11's secondary biology topic together, and countless novel ideas were proposed. Angel Yan, who was listening in, was extremely shocked by the topics discussed between Queen Kessa, the Holy Right Wing, and the Heavenly Sword King. Because the content it discusses is void technology that is expressly prohibited by the Order of Justice. As time passed, the seminar between Kesha, Binghua, and Hexi also came to an end. In Kesha's palace, there were only Angel Yan and Kesha sitting in front of the dressing mirror. Queen, today I heard you talking about the subject of void. Aren't we angels forbidden to study this area? Kesha heard Angel Yan's question, and her eyes fell on Angel Yan's confused face behind her through the dressing mirror in front of her. Yan, as a leader, you cannot be constrained by the rules you set. I really didn't like studying unknown and dangerous things like the void before. But ever since Carl revealed the power of void technology in front of me, I have understood that if we angels continue to abide by the previous rules, sooner or later we will be abandoned by the times. So even if we don't use the power of the void, we must master this power. Kesha's voice was calm, and she was not angry because of Yan's question. Instead, she was relieved that Yan could notice the problem. Yan, Binghua should stay in Merlot Heavenly Court for a while. I wanted you to go to her to ask her about thunder tactics, but you refused. She happens to be in Merlot Heavenly Court now. If you don't have any tasks during this period, go and ask her for advice. It will definitely help you. After Kesha thought for a while, she said to Yan, who was standing behind her, learning the thunder fighting method was secondary. She mainly hoped that Yan could learn some of Binghua's behavior. On the other hand, after the seminar, Binghua followed Hexi to the scientific research department of Merlot Heaven. Hyuka Hexi didn't care about the regulations of the Ministry of Science and Technology and took him directly to his super-gene research room. Here is the foundation of the fourth-generation divine body that you have been thinking about, the sacred atom. It took me hundreds of years to make this thing, so you have to thank me. Hexi stayed in his position and introduced the golden particles fixed in the air to Binghua with a very proud tone. Binghua now has no time to listen to Hexi's nagging, as all his attention is on the sacred atom. Can this thing of yours escape the gravitational capture of a black hole? After observing for a moment, Binghua asked a question, and Hexi rolled his eyes. What are you thinking about? Black holes are entities that can capture even light. Although sacred atoms are very strong and cannot be destroyed by conventional means, their characteristics are reflected in that they are not easily destroyed. Abilities such as gravity and space transport cannot be effectively resisted, so after you upgrade, don't think you are truly invincible. Binghua was a little disappointed when she heard this, but overall, the survivability of the fourth-generation divine body studied by He-11 has been qualitatively improved compared to her current third-generation divine body. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 907. That is to say, after I upgrade, in addition to being unable to be easily destroyed, there are still many ways to trap and interfere with my aggregation. As a master of weapons and combat, Binghua immediately captured the key information in Hexi's words. Yes, I call the body formed by the aggregation of sacred atoms a sacred body. It has a stronger defense than any current divine body. Even if ordinary god-killing weapons break through the defense of the divine body, they cannot cause effective damage to it. If a powerful weapon destroys the sacred atoms, the sacred body will automatically expel the damaged sacred atoms out of the body and generate new sacred atoms, thereby stopping the damage in time and containing the spread of the injury. Now the only thing that can destroy the sacred body is a cosmic disaster-level destruction, which can break through the energy field defense of the sacred body in an instant, thereby blasting the sacred body into the most basic sacred atoms. For ordinary civilizations, they have no means to affect the aggregation of sacred atoms, but civilizations at the same level as ours can prevent us from aggregating in a short period of time if they are prepared. Hexi brought out a cup of hot tea and took a sip of the tea while explaining the characteristics of the divine body to Binghua. It seems that the state of being transformed into a divine atom is when the divine body is most vulnerable. If strong gravity is applied to capture it at this time, or time and space are transported, the sacred atom will have no power to resist. Binghua summarized the information Hexi said and came to this conclusion. This made Binghua a little disappointed, because it showed that the sacred body would not have much advantage in a battle with the same level. If her assumptions about the characteristics and weaknesses of the divine body are true, she has more than a dozen ways to make the so-called divine atom aggregation ability a display. But even so, the power of the sacred body cannot be denied. The technological gap between it and the general God-making civilization has reached the point of crushing it. Even beings with divine bodies can go to war with ordinary civilizations without restraint, because they will not die or perish. When the ordinary civilization finally destroyed the existence with the sacred body at a huge cost and fell into joy, the owners of the sacred body gathered little by little in front of them. That feeling of incomparable despair would plunge any existence into the abyss of despair. You are right, then do you still want to upgrade your sacred body? Hexi was a little unhappy that Binghua belittled his achievements, so his tone was not very good. Sister Hexi, I just analyzed the characteristics of the sacred body. It doesn't mean that what you are studying is not powerful. As for being angry about this. Seeing this, Binghua no longer analyzed the characteristics of the sacred body. She came to Hexi's seat and hugged her neck in a flattering way. The tip of her nose gently brushed Hexi's silver hair hanging by her ears and smelled a scent. Light floral scent. He-11 twisted her neck in discomfort at first, but then she let Binghua lie on her shoulder. At the same time, she reached out and fiddled with Binghua's black hair hanging on her chest a few times. I shouldn't have recognized this sister when I was at Merlot College. I don't know how many brain cells I've lost over the years because of you, sister, but you're still here to pick and choose. Binghua was a little embarrassed when she heard this, because Hexi had indeed helped her a lot over the years, but it had been okay in recent years. In the past, Binghua would consult Hexi whenever she had a problem. Even some topics that he is not good at will be entrusted to He-11 to help with research, and He-11 has never cared about these. Sister Hexi, you are so good to me, I don't know how to repay you. If I were a male angel, I would definitely give you my life. Hexi rolled his eyes at Binghua, relaxed his body, and quietly enjoyed the intimate time with Binghua. In He-11's heart, she prefers Binghua, the sister who is willing to get close to her, than He-Zui, the sister who always contradicts her. This is why He-11 never complained when he helped Binghua, and even took up his own time to help Binghua create sacred atoms and help her upgrade her fourth-generation divine body. This is a treatment that even He-11's own sister does not receive, which is enough to show how much He-11 values Binghua's sister. Binghua also knew this very well, so she never hid her thoughts in front of Hexi and truly regarded her as her sister. After writing ink beside He-11 for a while, Binghua and He-11 finally got down to business, preparing to upgrade the fourth-generation divine body. The resources and sacred atoms had been prepared in advance, and they could start the upgrade directly. The process is not complicated. He integrates the blank sacred atoms with no dark information written into his body, allowing them to slowly erode the third-generation divine body and replace the super gene at the same time. This time may not be long or short, but it is the safest and safest way. Another fusion method is to risk death and survive, quickly merging with the sacred atoms by destroying one's existing divine body, but there is a lot of risk. If the fusion fails unexpectedly, the person will directly perish. Of course, Binghua would not choose the second fusion method. She was not in a battle now and planned to use this method to make a comeback. Not long after Binghua merged with the sacred atom, Angel Leng, who was on a mission outside, also came back. He was very happy to see his teacher Leng. But Leng was soon poured cold water on her because Binghua wanted to test whether she had made any progress during this period. After a friendly discussion between master and disciple, Leng's joy of reuniting with his teacher had been almost worn away. "We haven't seen you for so long, Leng, you still haven't changed at all. I really wonder if time can't leave traces on you." Seeing Leng lying on the ground breathing heavily, Binghua shook his head slightly and sighed. "Teacher, me." Leng thought for a long time and didn't know how to explain it, but then Binghua's words finally made Leng feel less uncomfortable. "I can't blame you. The known universe is too comfortable, and you have no experience fighting against opponents of the same level. If I had known this earlier, I shouldn't have directly upgraded your divine body to the 3rd generation level." Binghua was actually not dissatisfied with Leng, but with the entire new generation of angels in Merlot heaven. Leng Xuan is one of the most outstanding beings like this, and one can imagine the actual combat level of other angel warriors who are not outstanding. Of course, Binghua's requirements for Leng were relatively high, but they weren't much higher. Leng and his former guardian angel Ran are both angels at the level of sacred wings. But if the two were to fight to the death, Ran would be able to defeat Leng without much effort. This is the gap between fighting instinct and fighting wisdom, which requires a lot of fighting to practice. But now it seems that the known universe cannot provide Leng with enough training. Binghua is considering whether to bring Leng back to the world of justice. There are many angels with nothing to do there, so he can just find something to do for them. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 908. While Binghua was studying for the exam, Angel Yan also came to Binghua's palace in Merlot heaven. Binghua was a little surprised by Yan's arrival. "Angel Yan, as the left wing of the holy group, why are you here with me?" "Your Excellency, King of Heavenly Sword, I would like to ask you about the use of thunder tactics." Angel Yan landed on the platform in the courtyard of Binghua Palace. He bowed politely to Binghua and then revealed his purpose. "Oh, thunder tactics, I didn't expect you to major in this. At first, I thought you majored in flame bombing. After all, you are Kesha's student." Binghua had heard from Leng that Yan knew how to fight with thunder, but he always thought that Yan only knew how to do it and was not proficient in it. But Yan came to him specifically to ask for advice on thunder warfare, so he not only knew how to use it, but also majored in it. "Yan, isn't your teacher Queen Kesha? Why did you come to my teacher for advice?" Leng Hian is in a competitive relationship, and of course he will not give up the opportunity to deliberately squeeze her. Of course, there is no malicious intent in this. "Leng, don't be rude. Queen Kesha is proficient in the flame bombing algorithm and wormhole transportation control, but not the thunder warfare method." Binghua's words made Leng shut her mouth. She could tell that her teacher was already planning to teach Yan. "I'm having a headache how to find an opponent for Leng." "Angel Yan, you're here just in time. You and Leng will spar with each other and use your normal full strength. I'll take this opportunity to observe what level your thunder tactics have reached." Binghua was quite interested in Kesha's chosen successor and wanted to take this opportunity to learn more about him. Leng looked a little excited when she heard her teacher's words. She had wanted to have a fight with Yan for a long time, but because she had no reason and needed to perform tasks, she often missed him. Today, her teacher opened her mouth, and I believe Yan would not refuse. Angel Yan was a little hesitant, but thinking of Queen Kesha's words, he nodded and agreed to Binghua's arrangement. Binghua raised a finger when he saw this. After a few seconds, the surrounding environment changed, from the original angel palace to the surface of a planet with only sparse vegetation on the surface. Space transfer technology. Angel Yan was very surprised to see the changes in the surrounding environment, but Leng didn't think it was anything. His teacher had many powerful methods, so what was wrong with him? You are quite knowledgeable. You are better than Leng in this regard. Binghua complimented him casually, and when he saw Angel Yan's expression of surprise, he explained. I can only activate this technique in the palace where I usually live, so I would like to warn you here. When fighting unknown enemies in the future, don't jump into the trap set by the enemy in a hurry. Thank you for your teaching, Your Excellency, Heavenly Sword King. Angel Yan kept Hyuka's words in mind because Queen Kessa also said similar words. Okay, I have chosen the battlefield for you. There is no life here. No matter how much you destroy it, it will be fine. After Binghua finished speaking, he directly found a place to sit down, looked at Leng Hian standing opposite and said. You can start now. Don't worry about me. With your level, you can't hurt me. Hearing this, Angel Leng took out his weapon, an ordinary flaming sword. Yan on the other side also used the flaming sword. Yan, I have wanted to fight you for a long time, but before that I was a third-generation divine body and you were a high-level angel. I didn't want to bully you, so I didn't challenge you. Now that you have also upgraded your divine body, it just so happens that we take this opportunity to compete. Leng raised his sword and pointed it in Yan's direction, his tone even more exciting with a hint of excitement. Leng, why are you so insistent on deciding the outcome with me? We are both warriors of Queen Kessa. We are all fighting for justice and order. Rather than fighting each other, we should focus more on how to destroy the devil. Angel Yan was not as excited as Leng, he just frowned slightly and stared at Leng. Because Leng's current expression and the dark energy surging around him didn't look like he wanted to spar with her. Binghua, who was eating melon not far away, was slightly speechless when she saw this, because Leng seemed to be serious. Yan, why do you talk so much nonsense? There is no conflict between my loyalty to Queen Kesha and my desire to duel with you. And Yan, let me remind you, I'm on it. Before Angel Yan could respond to Leng's words, Angel Leng swung his sword in the air, and a powerful slash of flames quickly cut through the air and struck. Although Angel Yan's divine body level was not as high as Angel Leng's, it was not to the point where he could not react at all. He ducked to avoid the cutting attack. But Lengzi had hidden behind the flaming slash at some point, and Lengzi stabbed the dodging Angel Yan with his sword. The next moment, a fleeting spark burst out in the air, and the two separated and collided together again. Binghua below observed the battle between the two, and her previous evaluation of Yan was overturned in her heart. Angel Yan was not as unbearable as he 11 said. In the close hand-to-hand combat with Angel Leng, he was only slightly at a disadvantage. You must know that Leng Ke has received special training from her and 11 Luo, a master of close combat, and his level is outstanding among the angels of his generation. Yan Neng fought against him for so long without being defeated by Leng, which is enough to show that his own fighting talent is definitely not bad. However, Binghua could only shake his head slightly as Leng restricted the output of his third-generation divine body. This competition, which was originally intended to test Yan Lei's tactics, would not end in a short time. Compared to the king-level battle, the scene of the battle between Angel Leng and Angel Yan was undoubtedly a few levels behind. After a hand-to-hand fight for a while, Leng lost his composure and began to use dark energy tactics. Naturally, Angel Yan also used his familiar thunder tactics. For a moment, the scorching flame slashed in mid-air, intertwined with the spreading and leaping lightning. A few minutes later, Angel Yan fell to the ground from high altitude, and Angel Leng also landed not far away, but there was no joy of victory on her face. Because Leng's victory this time was not won by Angel Yan in terms of fighting skills, but by relying on the strength of her own divine body, which made her feel a bit weak. It seems that the competition between you has decided the winner. Binghua walked over at this time, looked at the two of them with different expressions, and smoothed things over with a smile. Yan, Your level of using thunder tactics is pretty good, Len. You have also given full play to your physical advantages. Angel Yan didn't show any joy when he heard this, and his mind was still recalling the scene in the sky where Len was able to withstand the impact of her thunder without any injuries. Energy strike tactics are difficult to cause an effective enough blow to some special divine bodies in high-level battles. This includes thunder tactics, otherwise why energy cutting tactics have always been a compulsory course for angel warriors. Binghua saw what Yan was thinking and explained, already having a rough idea of how to guide Yan. Super Seminary Angel Binghua. Author, Shifeng Si Wang. Chapter 909. While clarifying how to guide Yan, Binghua also had a general direction for Leng's teaching. Mainly because when fighting Yan just now, Leng was too aggressive at many times, which is not what a qualified warrior should do. The two of you should study hard with me for a while and put down all the tasks you can. It just so happens that I have time to teach you now. Binghua said to Leng Hian that her return to the known universe was not for a vacation, and she still had some things to deal with. Now, because he needs to fuse and become familiar with the divine body of the fourth generation god, he stays in his palace every day. Otherwise, Binghua would have gone out to wander around the known universe. Naturally, the angel Leng Kazuhiko would not miss the opportunity to consult Hyuka, a person with a great reputation in the history of angels, and quickly nodded to express that he would turn down the recent mission. In the King of Angels Palace, Yan returned to Queen Keisha after learning about several development branches of thunder tactics from Binghua for a period of time. Yan, does Binghua agree to teach you? Queen Kesha, Your Majesty the Sky Sword King is willing to guide me in the application of thunder warfare. Kesha was not surprised when she heard this, and just asked Yan another question. What kind of angel do you think Binghua is? Angel Yan pondered for a while after hearing the words, recalling the scenes with Binghua in his mind. Queen Kesha, Your Excellency the King of Heavenly Sword doesn't have any heirs. Although his words are a bit mean, he is generally an angel who is easy to get along with. Of course, Queen Kesha, this is just my unilateral understanding. After all, I haven't been with Skyward Sword King for a long time. Kesha rotated her seat to face Angel Yan behind her, with a faint smile on her face, and said to Yan. It seems that she doesn't hate you. For the next period of time, you will stay with her until she leaves the known universe. During this period, you have to carefully observe how she behaves and how she deals with other civilizations. This will be very helpful for you to take charge of the Skyblade Legion in the future. Although Yan was a little confused about Queen Kesha's words, she still chose to obey. Seeing Yan's performance, Kesha was both happy and disappointed. He was happy that Yan would obey his instructions and stay by Binghua's side, but he was disappointed that Yan did not raise any objection and asked her why she did this. After all, Yan still failed to correct her status. She was the Holy Left Wing, not an ordinary angel warrior. Her image of a silly goose who only obeys her own orders cannot suppress the older generation of angels crawling out of the mountains of corpses and seas of blood. In this way, Angel Yan began to stay in Binghua's palace for a long time. Although Leng complained about this, he got used to it over time. Yan, before you choose the future direction of your own thunder tactics, let me first explain to you my understanding of the use of tactics. Mastery of energy-driven tactics is actually the entry level, that is, at your current level, you can only release dark energy lightning converted from dark energy according to the formula set in advance. The next stage is control. You can easily control the thunder blast you release, the attack direction and target of the thunder and lightning. The last step is shaping. You can compress and shape the thunder and lightning into the shape you want according to your own thoughts and ideas, and fine-tune and modify your energy-driven algorithm according to the battlefield environment. It is not difficult to achieve the first two steps. As long as you practice hard, it is only a matter of time. What is more difficult is the last step, which is to shape and compress the energy accumulated by the energy-driven algorithm. This requires powerful computing power and a brain that can process data and information in multiple threads, which can support you to perform complex calculations in battle. The last step is the foundation for all this, the theoretical study of thunder tactics. For this, you need to understand electromagnetism, electronics, etc. Otherwise, even if you reach the shaping stage of the energy-driven algorithm, you will only be playing in the mud at this level. Binghua sat back on the recliner, flipping through the books manifested from the Semilo database in his arms. While reading the information in them, he explained to Yan the knowledge about energy-driven algorithms. Not far away, Len was studying dark energy tactics, as well as some auxiliary algorithms that Binghua had written on a whim in the past 100 years. The main reason why Binghua asked Len to learn these less destructive tactics was to enrich her means of dealing with the enemy. Otherwise, if you are targeted by the enemy on the battlefield, you will most likely die in a certain battle. Len originally hated learning such troublesome things, but with Binghua watching her, she didn't dare not learn. Compared to his cold expression of pain, Angel Yan studied very seriously and made extremely rapid progress. It only took Yan a few days to complete some subtle adjustments to his thunder fighting method, making it more in line with his own fighting habits. Binghua was very satisfied with this, because Angel Yan's previous channel for learning thunder tactics was Angel's database. Most of the thunder tactics applications there were developed by Binghua and ran to suit their own fighting styles. Generally, angels can use it as long as they learn it, but they can only imitate the gourd, unable to adjust the details at all, and cannot be used in fierce hand-to-hand combat. Now Yan can already use his thunderous tactics to a certain extent in fierce close-quarters hand-to-hand combat. Although he is still very immature in all aspects, it is already a great improvement. While Binghua was teaching Len, he and his temporary student Yan, the guardian angels who followed Binghua to Merlot Heaven, also gained a certain understanding of Merlot Heaven after this period of time. Although the environment here is spectacular and beautiful, I still want to say that it is not as good as the just world. Regarding the words of the male angel colleagues among the guardian angels, the female angels in the team also agreed. I agree. Ordinary angels here are very leisurely, but battle angels are very busy. When I was observing the Stargate Dispatch Center, I saw an angel going on a mission every day. This is too frequent. That's right, I can understand it if it's a war, but now it's peacetime. Why is the mission attendance rate still so high? A female angel asked in confusion, to which a male angel in the team replied. I once heard the goddess mention that the territory of the righteous order is much larger than our righteous world, but the defenders of the order are not the civilizations that join the order, but the angelic civilization who are the creators of the order. Hearing this, the angels present understood that no wonder they were so busy. Maintaining such a huge territory with so few warriors would certainly be very busy. Therefore, these angels have great admiration for their fellow members of Merlot Heaven.